Static stretching, where you hold a position for a few seconds or even minutes, will not improve your posture, the muscle's length, or reduce pain over the medium to long term. Here's why. Quite simply, stretching doesn't positively affect your muscle's length or tension over the long term because you haven't addressed the very thing that's causing that in the first place. That is poor control. What do I mean by poor control? I mean your ability to contract and relax the muscles and move the associated joints efficiently. This efficiency is determined by your nervous system. It determines whether a muscle is efficient or not by using sensors within the muscles called muscle spindles. These spindles are responsible for feeding back information from the muscles about their position and velocity, and that is movement of the joint from one place to another. If the spindle isn't able to do this well, then the muscle will have poor control. And as a short-term mechanism to improve this level of control, the muscle will remain tighter, providing a better safety mechanism for the muscles involved and the joints. So pulling on muscles that are tight because the nervous system deems them to be inefficient is effectively fighting your own nervous system. Of course, when we talk about a muscle being tight, we also need to consider the opposing side of the joint. For example, if we talk about tight quads, we also need to consider the function or efficiency of the glutes and the hamstrings on the back of the leg. Improving the efficiency of the glutes and hamstrings will almost immediately improve length and tension in the quads without actually focusing on the quads themselves. Why is this so? In part, it's due to a mechanism called alpha-gamma coactivation. Using the example of the quads and hamstrings again, we can think of alpha-gamma coactivation like this. So you decide you're going to move, you're going to walk. You need the hamstrings to contract. So the hamstring here is represented by the cardboard tube. The muscle spindle that lives inside the muscle is represented by the elastic. The alpha motor neuron communicates to the hamstring muscle in this example, and the gamma motor neuron to the muscle spindle. If the spindle inside is loose, it needs the hamstring muscle to pull tight first and therefore stretch the muscle spindle before it can start firing off information, and that is when you see poor control. This is when tension is likely to occur around these muscles in an attempt to solve the inefficiency of this muscle spindle being loose. Stretching does nothing to improve the alpha-gamma coactivation and ramp up muscle spindle activity, but contracting muscles in their shortest positions does to switch them on. This process of activating muscles in their short position and therefore improving alpha-gamma is known as potentiation. The answer: you're far better off, as opposed to stretching in long hold positions, activating muscles on the opposite side of the body and using breathing and specific focus to add even deeper levels of benefit. Let's have a look at what I mean. So for this example, I'm going to keep it nice and simple. Imagine I've got a tight bicep and the bicep sits, or the elbow sits flexed on the body like this. To potentiate the triceps on the back of the arm, I'm going to do 3 rounds of breathe out, hold, straighten the arm, make myself aware of the stretching sensation in the bicep. That could be the muscle, it could be the skin, it could be the fascia, but just being aware of what we can sense down here. Holding the out breath. Breathe in. Try and straighten the arm even more, but this time we're going to take our focus to what we can feel on the back of the arm, so the triceps contracting. Relax completely and repeat 3 rounds of that. You can get really specific and nuanced with this and work on all muscles and all joints. But for the purposes of this video, just think where you've got tension, work on the opposing side and try and potentiate or switch on those muscles to help get a better balance across the joints that you're looking at. I really hope this makes sense, and most importantly, I hope it helps you achieve more mobility and less tension. If you want to clarify anything, please just leave a comment below and I'll endeavour to answer as fully as possible. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon.